around a week after the traumatic incidents in Iceland. Back in London, at the home of the London Esoteric Society, where several of its members, or at least 3 of them, are gathered together in the library. It's early April, it's raining outside. There's a bit of a fire crackling in the grate. There's a plate of slightly sad-looking scones on the table, along with a letter that had been left behind. Yes, Johan is looking quite beaten up still. In a moment we'll do some rolls to work out how his recovery from his headfirst tumble down the side of a volcano has been going. Same for anyone else who took any serious injury off in Iceland. Before then, you have this letter on the table. Who would it be addressed to?
My dearest friends.
And May is also in the room, sort of sat. And James is hovering half in the doorway, not sure if he's entirely supposed to be here or if he's supposed to be dismissed. Seems intrigued to see what's going to happen. So, who would be the one to open the letter?
I'm all bandaged up. I'm not gonna move anywhere.
Dr. Davenport, could you please open it? I think you knew him longest of all of us.
That's true. Yes, I'll just take the letter and open it, and I'll read it out aloud anyway, whatever it says.
James, can you get the others?
Yeah. James fetches the other servants. Just stand around to hear what it is Augustus has to say. And as Mortimer
I'll wait till James has. Yeah, I'll wait till James has brought the others, because it's only right.
You wait until the other servants have arrived and everyone is assembled to hear.
Yeah.
Except for Morgan, who is off doing mysterious Morgan business, and D'Angelo, who has said he needs a break. We will join up with you later. But as Mortimer begins to read, though it's in his voice, it's Augustus's words come through to you, and it's almost like you can hear Augustus there in the room with you as the letter is read.
To my dearest friends, if you're reading this, it means I'm dead. Drink the copious amounts of alcohol the British Naval Force sent us, eat scones in my honor, and if you're feeling celebratory, go start a fight. Please don't lose it. That'd be disrespectful to me. Nothing would please me more than you all remembering me fondly doing the stuff that I liked, and let the cooks make food for themselves and celebrate as well. Now on to more pressing matters. In the days coming, a will arrive. I'll leave my moderately successful protection firm to the society, although my daughter will have somewhat of a controlling interest. I'll leave a decent amount of money to her, as well as the London Esoteric Society. There are several legitimate debtors who owe me money in accounting. If they don't pay it to you, beat them up. In short, I'm leaving this behind to you because I could not have made my firm without the support of the society. Now on to even more pressing matters, as I want you to know exactly who I am and why I am the way that I am. This is what I was told at the orphanage. My mother died giving birth to me after my father abandoned her shortly after I was conceived. That guy sucks. August was her favorite month, and she was happy to have a child, so happy that she wrote a song it was about me, called Just Us. And as she was dying, the story goes, she was singing that song with the last line that went, "Come this August, we'll never be alone because it'll be just us." Hence my name, Augustus Green. This doesn't excuse the life of violence I've lived. I will surely burn for my wicked ways, but you all gave me a chance to be a better man, and I tried. But enough about my bloody life, because it's over. I died. That was a bad idea. Dr. Mortimer, you were the first nerd that I ever really knew and the one I liked the best. As you might have figured out, I made a deal with the devil and replenished some of your faculties, mostly because you kept screwing up and you needed me to save you, but you all needed me to save you. I don't regret this, as you're the best of us. You lead the charge against the night. Protect you is to protect the world. I leave you with my knife and the assortment of weapons in my beloved murder drawer. It might be trapped. I can't remember if I trapped it. Johann, you're a good person at heart. Despite your upbringing and wealth, your occupation and status, you choose to fight monsters. You're not as smart as you think you are, nor as charming, but you show potential, as you are incredibly smart and charming. I'm so glad I decided to not kill you. Or bed your mother, as when I saw her photo, it made sense why you look the way that you do. I leave you all my dictionaries and quills. I know you don't need them, but a good dictionary can solve more problems than one might think. That's a lesson I learned and one that you taught me. Elsie, I sure hope my death prevented yours. I didn't know you well. You seem pretty wonderful. I'm sure you'll do well and not ruin your family's legacy. And if you do, oh well, the detractors can go bugger themselves. I've already left you a lot of money, so don't kick my daughter out of the house. Also, you can have my letter opener, as the top of the handle is a mountain. I like mountains. D'Angelo, I loved your books. I actually read them before I met you. I didn't want to fess up to being a nerd because I didn't want to make you arrogant. You fancy writers are usually vain. However, you're not, which surprised me because you could justify your vanity. You're so gifted. Please keep writing. If you write about me, tell the whole truth, but exaggerate the good and downplay the bad. I leave you my gold pocket watch. I never really took it out as I was scared of losing it. You're a more careful man than I am. Also, you might need to slap Johann from time to time. If you don't know if you should do it, just do it, at least once a month. Also, Mortimer will require slappage every 6 months as well. To my daughter, I have left you a bunch of money. You'll be taken care of. I can't tell you what to do with your life. I just hope that you live it as fully as you want. Everyone else can fuck off. Thank you for letting me be a father. It was the best time of my life. I always told you what I was doing, and I don't regret that. You need to know about this world, this awful world filled with hatred and monsters, but you also need to know that this world has love and goodness in it. I know that because I used to be a monster, and you helped me not be that. Now here, at this point in the letter, it's quite clearly stained with tears. Do not try to bring me back. Please give James and the rest of the staff my best. I'm sorry I failed you all. I tried to protect you all, and I most likely overdid it. It's hard fighting monsters with just guns in your hands. This leads me to my last request. When I would get mad, I would act in ways that I shouldn't, and I knew it, but I still did it because I was a big, strong man, and consequences never bothered me. Because I'm a big, strong man. None of you can relate with this, but that's what big, strong men do. Don't short yourself the weapons that are useful, but don't give up too much to get them. Also, guns are good. Fire, also good. In short, bed buxom women, drink good booze, get into fights, be good nerds, eat scones, make money, help people, and walk away when the time is right. Cheers, Augustus Green.
Oh boy.
Well, it was certainly his letter.
Yeah.
But he was a better man than he thought he was.
Yeah, I mean, just the lyrical acumen in this. I'm considering he might have gotten somebody to help him write that.
The man did read a lot of dictionaries.
Yeah.
Very true. It does look like his handwriting, though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how could he not hit something out on me? I mean,
I'm going to turn to his daughter, and I'm going to say, of course, I'm not going to remove you from this house. You will stay here as long as you wish. And if there's anything that you need, just let us know.
Thank you. Honestly, if there's anything I can do to help, within reason, I am not going and punching giant snakes in the face. I am sorry, but I have not lived this long in my life by doing that sort of thing. But if you need someone to go fetch something for you, go stand somewhere, or generally do low-risk tasks for you, I am happy to either do that or find someone to do that for me.
Well, you do know
I
a
have
lot of
a bit of
people.
a business that I have. I don't know how one runs a protection business.
That's true. You do know a lot of people that we wouldn't normally know, so I suspect
Yeah,
that's probably
yeah,
the
I know
best way
people
you
who
can.
you probably wouldn't talk to, yeah.
So, yeah, it's very likely that is a.
If you ever need some information from some drunk guy hanging around a pier, I probably know the guy.
Or the mudlarks.
Or that. But this whole thing still feels like I keep thinking I'm gonna wake up one day, like, and find out that this was all some strange, insane dream.
It does seem that way.
I mean, technically,
Technically.
I'm not sure which one of the books it was in, but there's this about things being dreams and dreaming being existing, and I'm not sure if I've read that correctly, but don't think that's worth thinking about right now.
Sounds confusing.
Yeah, most of these things
I've
are.
got enough problems in the waking world in my life. I don't need to introduce dreams into the mix, to be honest.
That's certainly something.
I think that goes for everyone. Like, why? Like, I respect what you do here. I also think that you are all completely insane.
I feel that too. I'm not sure why I'm here, and I do feel I'm going mad, but it is strange how I ended up joining the society. All I did was come here to try and buy a book.
That's how they get you.
But at least I've got access to the book.
I just went on a train and you guys showed up.
Oh yeah, that was. Bet you wish you took a different train now.
Yeah. Not sure.
But then again, your life might have been rather boring.
Compared to this? Yeah. Probably also a healthier life.
Which reminds me, Mortimer, you would have healed up your injuries. You've had enough time.
Yeah, I think I had 2 hit points left to heal up.
So, but I am going to ask for a con roll from Johan. For all his broken bones and mountainside tumbling. Before I forget.
That is a hot success.
Okay. Roll me a 1d3. Let's see if that brings you up above your half. Or if you've still got a major wound, in which case...
That is 1 point.
1 point.
That is just not over half.
Well, considering it takes at least 6 weeks for bones to heal.
Yeah.
Has he received any medical attention though from someone? I expect he would have been able to get a proper qualified doctor to treat him on his return at some point.
That would give a bonus die to the con roll.
Fair enough.
So, you can roll it again. If you got an extreme success, then you can have an extra...
I mean, I can give you 4 points of luck to get that extreme success.
Would you like to?
Yeah, sure, why not? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I fell down a volcano. I can be in pain a bit. That is fair.
But with the letter read, the next few days there's some legal business to take care of. The society's lawyer, Cecil, the long-suffering Cecil, turns up to handle and untangle Augustus's finances. You see him looking a little frazzled around the edges while he tries to understand what exactly is going on with Augustus's money, his business's money, the society's money.
If he needs help with that, Mortimer's quite good with accounts, so he could help him out, but it's probably still going to leave him frazzled.
Yeah. But the house seems quiet. Those of you who either live at the society or visit a lot, there's a strange emptiness to Grosvenor Square. It's just still all the servants bustling around. There's still May, there's Elsie and the much less social and much less interfering Cynthia, who has been keeping a steady distance from the rest of the society, so much so that Elsie has been left to talk to them on her own devices. Cynthia seems to think that Cynthia just seems a little disturbed by everything she's experienced in Iceland. She needs a little time to recover. Perhaps you all do. As D'Angelo announces that he is going to the town of Bath to take waters and have a holiday. And that you are under no circumstances to follow him there.
That sounds a great idea. Perhaps we should go on holiday.
I mean, if he wants some distance from us, we should probably, choose at least a neighboring town instead.
No, I mean, it'll be fun. You won't mind.
I mean, the neighbouring spring is Hotwells in Bristol. It's just it's just not got quite the same kudos and quite the same reputation.
I hear the history of Bath is good. It's quite intriguing.
Rumoured to have healing waters, healing springs and stuff.
Oh no, they found those recently, I think.
Yeah, it has had like a Georgian baths that was slowly crumbling into disrepair, and in the process of knocking down the Georgian baths, they discovered the much older baths that lie beneath, ones that date back all the way to the Roman period. There are also taps and places to take the waters, and the very well-respected assembly rooms for social events, as featured in many Regency novels. And it's only a short train ride from London.
It's okay. We can catch up with Mr. Williams and see if we can find him. Discreetly, of course. I think he wants to keep his distance from us, so...
Well, from what I just recently heard, you ruined a previous holiday he was on.
Aye, nothing to do with that?
I think when we met in, was it Brighton?
Yes, Mortimer wasn't there. That was Thomas, I believe.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was, but yeah, that wasn't you, right? That was Thomas, I think.
So,
and I think Augustus.
Augustus wasn't there, I don't think, was he? He wasn't there for the massacre in the asylum.
no, it was
I
just
remember You would have enjoyed that.
yeah.
D'Angelo was there. Oh yeah, we just went there. I think Maddie was with us as well.
That was just before she went missing and died.
Yes, just really short before that. I do think it might even be the last time I've seen her. I'm not certain. It's been quite a while since now.
Keeper, do we know definitively, or does Elsie know definitively? Has it been let known?
I don't think that any of the society members who are in the know have told Elsie yet. The circle of people who actually know what happened is quite small.
I think, well, Johan knows, Thomas knows, D'Angelo knows. Mortimer has been told that she's been killed, but he hasn't been told all the details of it.
Yeah.
I think, did you tell James? I can't remember if you told James.
I think James got told by somebody, like an offhand remark.
Yeah, James doesn't know the details. So yeah, Elsie would not know the details because it's a tight circle of conspirators.
Mortimer had, after she had vanished, had tried to contact the police in Brighton and gave a description and reported her as a missing person there, but heard nothing back of them. Pretty much had no bodies or anything turn up.
Right,
Yeah.
So, up to Elsie what conclusions she draws.
Unless she wants to ask.
Unless if she wants to either ask or make a psychology roll, she can do.
No, she's not going to ask, and she knows that it had to do something with the society, but she doesn't exactly want to know why or how.
Okay. So as the society sets off into the west of England, away from the quiet of the empty house, a handsome cab pulls up, probably the day after they've left, to the front door of number 18 Grosvenor Square. And the cab pulls up. Sir, we're here.
Okay. It's time for me to get to work. Well,
You see.
here's a tip.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. By the way, like I told you, take a card, and I hand him a playing card.
The cab
I'll be
driver
famous one day.
Take the card.
That's right. Hold on to that.
Thank you,
I get
sir.
out.
As this figure gets out, you see ahead of you this smart townhouse with a painted front door, and a little brass plaque saying London Esoteric Society.
Oh, this'll do. This'll do so nicely.
What does
Gonna
this
walk
gentleman?
up.
What does this
go.
gentleman look like? Let's just get a little picture.
He's 27. He has an interesting hat that would double as a magician's hat as well as a formal hat. He's got on a very nice 3-piece suit and a dashing cape. He's skinny, has a handlebar mustache, little bit of the beard down under, and he is unfortunately remarkably handsome, but very, 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 very thin and gaunt. Oh, well. Time to make my grand entrance. And I walk up and I knock, knock, knock.
A servant, a butler, opens the front door. Good morning, sir.
It is not a good morning. It is a great morning. A great morning indeed, my good man. Mayhaps the greatest morning you've experienced in a long time. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Ignatius Emberath, and I was looking for the good men and women of this society. I was told about it by one of my friends. I would have called him a friend. His name was Augustus Green. I know he was out of town. He did some protection work for me. Might I please come in?
Sir, I'm afraid most of the society's members are away at this current time.
He told me to seek them out. Where might they have gone?
I'm not sure, sir, if I should be, what did you say your name was again?
I am Ignatius Emberath.
Ignatius Eberath. Right.
Emberath. Yes.
Well, I can leave a message for them. They should be back in a couple of weeks.
That will not do. You see, Augustus told me for my particular problem, I needed to seek them out around this time. And so I have the means of travel. I would like to make a charm roll.
You can make me a charm roll. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Let's
I
see
think that you know Augustus Green. I know a lot of Mr. Davenport. They're wonderful people, and I do desperately need their help.
Look, I'm being honest. They genuinely are not here. I'm not trying to cover for them. They've gone They've gone to the spa in Bath to take some. Look, sir, are you aware of what happened to Mr. Green?
What happened to Mr. Green?
Maybe it's best you hear from the others.
Is my friend
I
okay?
was not there. No, sir. He is very much not okay.
Oh shit! Oh, that is not good.
You
That
need to
man
come
was
inside
keeping me alive.
Take a seat to a glass of whiskey, sir.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yes, but please don't make me eat those terrible scones. Like, I'm sure that they were well cooked, but all he did was just throw scones at me. I don't want scones. They make my stomach hurt.
Here, have a glass. Look, I don't know anything about that site, but if you need protection for something and you want the society's help, I would recommend. Here, this is the hotel they're at in Bath.
Oh God,
Look,
oh God. Could I ask you to call me a cart or a buggy to the train station? Could you do that for me?
Yes, sir. I can.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's just twiddling his handlebar mustache aggressively. Oh God. I shouldn't drink. I shouldn't drink. I'm a man of great passion and skill, and when I drink, it changes that. Here, a magic trick. I'm gonna try to do the card trick with the, like they throw the cards like through the shuffling. Watch.
Make
Be
me
amazed. Oh dear.
just cards.
Everywhere. Oh God, I forgot I had been drinking earlier because I was celebrating my impending safety. Oh dear. Here, I will pick them up. Let me pick them up. Let me pick them up. Let me pick them up. I'm picking them up. Oh dear. Here.
Sir, there is a handsome cab waiting outside for you.
Thank you. Let me try it one more time. Oh dear. You can keep those. You can keep those. Those are for you. They'll be worth. I signed each one. Ignatius Emberrath. Thanks you. Goodbye. Emberrath. Emberrath. Time to go. And I just dart out.
As Ignatius climbs into a cab to head to the station to go and find his salvation. Meanwhile, in the peaceful spa town of Bath, I will one day learn to say it correctly, the other members of society are enjoying a nice, what would you be doing? Your options are strolling around the parks and gardens, visiting a local museum, viewing the current excavations of the Roman baths, just relaxing somewhere with a book or your choice of relaxation. What would you like to be doing? How would you like to spend some restful time? So would you care to take the waters?
I think Elsie will be at the museum.
I think Mortimer will probably be... I don't know, actually. He'd probably make use of the steam rooms and those sort of spa relaxation facilities that we have. But not for long. I think he'd prefer to inspect the Roman ruins and the history of the place, to be fair.
I think Johann will just find a place to soak his hurting limbs.
Okay, so you're all having a nice, restful time in separate places. No one's doing it. No one's brought any nice light reading with them. That's very wise.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, it depends on what we find at the museum and other places.
Well,
That sort of stuff should be read at night time, anyway.
Fair point indeed. Yes, the Holborn Museum of Art hasn't been open too long. It's set in these parklands at the edge of the town. It's rather nice Georgian building with columns at the front, very symmetrical in appearance. And there's a lot of young ladies with their chaperones, other people wandering around. It's up to Elsie whether she wanted to bring her chaperone. Cynthia has sort of given up at the moment. She's having a bit of a moment. So no one would have stopped you from going on your own.
Oh, no, if Elsie had the opportunity, she would have left alone.
Yeah. So you are wandering around the museum, viewing the paintings. There's some nice, it's various. Oh, we got a Caravaggio, some other well-known artists. There's some other more recent pieces as well. You see one that looks almost familiar in style from a painting you've seen at the Society. And looking more closely, you see it was painted by a London artist fairly recently, in the last couple of years, by the name of... That's when my mind has gone completely blank on the artist's name.
It's not a Shipley painting, is it?
Thank you, Shipley. It is a Shipley painting.
Miles
Shipley. Thank you. Miles Shipley painting. A very nice painting of a London town square, featuring a townhouse that looks familiar to you. You see the rain reflecting in the cobblestones, a carriage driving by, lights shining from the windows of the house out onto the street, and you recognise it as a painting of 18 Grosvenor Square.
I'm going to look to see if there's any other of his paintings there.
Looking around, this is the only one of his that's on display currently here.
I'm quite intrigued, but I'll see if there's any pamphlet of information on it.
There is an assistant standing around, hovering around the door. This slightly dressed young man in, like, not quite a uniform, but sort of definitely, he's not a guest. He is someone who works here. Can I help you, miss?
Hi, yes, I was wondering if there was any information about this painting here, by, I believe, a Mr. Shipley?
Ah, yes. It was a gift to the museum. I believe the artist recently took up residence in the city, in Bath, that is. This is a painting apparently of it's an address in London, like Mayfair.
Yes, I'm actually familiar with the location. Is he... You said he's in residence here?
Yes, he's staying at the Grand, I believe.
Thank you. Do you have any other information about it, or...
Only that it was the first of his new series of paintings. Apparently, the artist's previous work has either all been destroyed or gone missing. He's recently started painting again, and it's one of the first of his new paintings.
Well, it is quite lovely. Thank you for the information. And I will go back to whatever hotel we're staying at.
Okay. So as Elsie heads back to the hotel, Mortimer, you said you'd wanted to pay a bit of a visit to the excavation site.
Yep, just have a curious look.
You know, there's some people down there sort of digging, excavating, hauling out blocks of rock, revealing more and more of, like, sort of, essentially the demolishing of the Georgian baths to reveal one of the Georgian baths. The other of them is still in place, but one of the old ones that have been fallen to pieces a bit. And in demolishing that, they're revealing this older bath underneath. Bath of Bath.
Hmm.
I'm going to use using this word a lot tonight.
Have they put any information out for tourists about the
There's more
excavation?
a little like notice sign saying we're currently excavating the long lost ancient. Probably quite a wordy information sign actually. If you've ever seen Victorian notices, they tend to go on a bit. My favourite is the train safety notices. They are like by the time you've read them, you've been hit by a train. They're that long. There's a few other people gathered around.
You'll just do the tourist thing, have a look around, and see if there's anything strange, but I doubt there will be.
As you look around, you can hear there seems to be a bit of an argument going on down by sort of the entrance into the excavation. There is sort of quite a burly, heavy-set guy there, arguing with this slightly skinny-looking young man, probably not much more than like 17 or 18, who's... Look, I just wanted to get a closer look. I'm not going to touch anything or steal anything. Why would I need to steal anything? Look, I don't need to steal anything, honestly. If I wanted to buy artifacts, I could buy artifacts. I just wanted to get a closer look at the excavation.
Does he look quite wealthy, this young lad?
He looks, well-dressed. Yeah.
So
Very
not like
expensively
somebody
dressed.
who doesn't look like a pickpocket sort of person, or...
No, looks very well-dressed.
Just...
No, rules are the rules. If you're not with the Historical Society, you're not allowed on the site. Can't be letting every tourist and interested passerby come and trample over stuff. I'm not just an interested passerby. I'm a historian myself. I am an educated passerby, not just an everyday passerby. Look, you wouldn't know yourself. Look, how come you're allowed on this?
Yeah, I think Mortimer will just eavesdrop and enjoy the conversation because he knows which way it's going to go. That lad's not getting past.
In the end, the young man just sort of throws up his arms and storms off in the direction of the hotel.
Not the same hotel we're staying at, by any chance.
Depends. Would you be staying at the finest hotel in Bath? Or one of the lesser hotels in Bath?
I don't know, is the honest answer. I don't know a great deal about the hotels in Bath.
I want comfortable. If I'm paying for myself, then I'm paying for myself, but if I want comfortable.
It'll be a decent one. Whether it'll be the finest, I don't know. It'll be
the finest.
Oh, hey.
Okay, so you're staying at the one probably next door to the one he's heading to, which is...
But it's in the same direction.
It's the Grand, yes. So I know what the hotels in Bath are called now, but they're probably not the same ones.
Yeah, I'll just wander about a bit, do the tourist stuff, and then I'll probably head back to the hotel as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure staying at the Gainsborough. We can work it out. So you head back to the hotel. Johan, had you ever left the hotel in its own lovely...
I mean, I would have tried to find like a nice little area to, get myself taken care of. If there's stuff like that on hotel grounds, I might have just taken those though.
Yeah, there possibly would be one, or just down the road of So you're just keeping yourself to yourself. There's a few people milling around. There's got
I mean, if somebody strikes up a conversation, I wouldn't decline, but I'm basically nursing my wounds, just sitting there.
Alright, as you're doing that, give me a listen roll, please.
Nope.
You can hear there seems to be a conversation going on outside the baths. This area people are sort of sitting, drinking, relaxing. Seems to be a bit of a conversation going on. you can't quite make out all of what they're saying. You just hear snatches of a couple of words of, no, never again. No, look, I've changed. I've moved on. Things are different now. And the past, that. There's no more. There are no more. They're all gone. That's all you hear. You don't hear sort of the rest of the context. You only hear those raised voices, those words.
I will keep my eye on on the person that got so heated.
You can't see where you are now. You can just sort of see them vaguely, but you can't. You're not very close. You'd have to get closer to them to get a good look at them. One appears to be quite well dressed. The other's a little sort of scruffier and rougher around the edges. Both men, both probably in their 20s or like late 20s, early 30s.
Well, I think I would just walk up to them. Gentlemen,
Look up.
having a nice evening at the spa?
Yes, can I help you?
Oh, I just thought you'd need a change of topic. You've been a bit you've been raising your voice a little.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry if I disturbed you, sir.
You didn't. I was just thinking you might.
No. It was just a minor business disagreement. Ernest Chillingworth. Pleasure to meet you.
Johann Zetanen.
And the slightly scruffy man raised Miles Shipley.
Shipley.
Yeah, have we met? I don't think we've met. I don't recall.
I don't think so. You're a painter, aren't you?
Yes.
I think one of the paintings in a club that I frequent is one of yours.
Oh dear. Which painting is this? Just. Well, sort of looks nervously at you. The other man. Oh, interesting. A Shipley painting out in the wild.
Yeah.
What painting would this be? And is it by chance for sale at all? Miles is also very secretive about his past work.
It's an older one, I would say, but it's got its very special place in the house.
Well, here's my card. If you ever change your mind about this special place, I've thought myself that's interested in acquiring some new paintings, and I'd really love to get my hands on some classic Shipleys. Anyway, I must be going. Pleasure to meet you. Zutanen, was it?
Yes, indeed.
Good day.
Good day. And I would look at our favorite artist.
I should probably be heading on my way to this painting. I would happily buy it back off you. I don't have much money on my right now, but please, I will.
Don't worry. The worst thing that's going to happen to the painting is that we burn it.
That's honestly, which one is it? Because depending on what it is. No, I'm going to sound crazy saying this, so you might want. Oh. Wait.
I didn't even turn it around.
I think there's two Shipley paintings at the Society. There's the one of the werewolf in a graveyard, and then and then there's the one that faces the wall that no one's allowed to look at.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think Morgan has the werewolf one. He wanted to keep it as to remind him of his battle with that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that probably Morgan took that with. So I
Okay,
only know the
you
one
only know
that's
the one that's turned around. It just
that
says
is turned
it's got a little
around.
thing that says Shipley painting. Do not turn around on the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't he have like sketchbooks and stuff that he
Yeah,
may
there's
have
probably
left
there's
behind?
probably some sketches as well. Yeah, so there's be some sketch work of his around the house, including possibly the sketch of the house that later became the painting on display.
This person that tried to, get access to your old work. What kind of a guy is he?
I don't really know him. He's a bit of an artist and a writer, from London. I don't know how he found me here, but he's not really a friend. Has an interest. He's trying to acquire some of my old paintings, the ones that I don't want you to look at it. They're bad paintings. Like, they're good paintings, but they're bad paintings.
I completely understand.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was the name of the guy again?
Ernest Chillingworth.
Ernest Chillingworth. Right. I think we might need to keep an eye on the guy. Just, in case.
Right. Well, I really had better be going. Got a meeting with someone who wants to buy one of my new paintings that are perfectly normal paintings.
Oh.
Just paintings, nothing weird. You can look at them. They're not going to hurt your brain. Anyway, I better
that sounds
go.
good. I would have some commissioned of if you'd like.
Well, I've got a card. There you go.
Thank you.
Just before how do you feel about snakes?
I was swallowed by one in the
So you don't like snakes?
sewers of London.
Good.
It was not really comfortable.
Anyway, yeah, I better be going.
Yeah, have a nice evening.
He scurries off. Meanwhile, or probably about shortly after this, as who would be returning to the hotel first out of the three of you? Elsie, Mortimer, Elsie. So Elsie, as you're returning back to the hotel, the receptionist sort of calls over to you. Miss Smith!
Yes.
I believe there's a gentleman here looking for you. Well, not for you. He's asking for your friends and... Well, who would Ignatius have been asking for? Just the society? Mortimer? He's got a list of names, so...
Yeah, I would have asked for everybody. I would have asked for Dr. Mortimer, and Elsie Smith, a Johann. He would have, I guess, probably would have especially pushed me towards D'Angelo. So that would have been funny having them explain.
He was asking, yes, for you and your companions. I tried to get in touch with Mr. Williams. However, he did not respond to our interest. So he's just we put him down at the end of the bar, in the salon. Do you want to wait until your companions are here, or shall I show you through to him? He said his name was Ignatius Emberworth.
Oh, yes. Do you have like a private tea room or anything that we
yes,
can meet?
of course, yes.
We will keep the door open for the my other companions to join us when they arrive.
Shall I send them through once they arrive?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then some tea, please. I would love some.
Amelia, fetch some tea. Jennifer, please show Miss Smith through to the green room. I will find Mr. Emberworth.
Thank you.
And as one of the maids guides you towards the room, the receptionist heads over to Mr. Emberworth. Mr. Emberworth.
Wrath. Ember Wrath.
Mr. Emberath, Miss Smith is here now. She's just been shown through to the green room. Shall I?
Thank you.
Show you
Thank
through
you,
to
my
meet her?
good man. Yes, please. Please do.
This way, sir. And he ushers you through into the room where Elsie is waiting.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, hello, Miss Elsie. My name is Ignatius Emberath, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Mr. Emberath. What can I do for you?
Well, how do I say this? It would be untoward for me to say that this would be a closed door matter, so I'll simply say that I was referred to you by one Augustus Green for
Yes.
the society's endeavors.
Well, I beg your pardon, but we must keep the door open for now.
Might we close it when others arrive?
Yes, once the other parties have arrived, we can shut the door. Please have some tea.
Thank you so much. I will try to help pass the time. I'm a magician by trade. Well, one of my trades. Might I show you a trick?
Sure.
Okay, now this one I'm still quite working on, but it's failed me recently, but 52 card to pick up, or my name is not Ignatius Emberath. And the cards go crisply flying.
I just want you to... I know he's success this time. I was just hoping that you failed every single one of these card attempts.
You just want revenge. You want revenge for the scones. You're bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
You're bloodthirsty.
Yes, this time it actually works.
Yes.
Oh, that's quite fun.
Yes.
You to learn this trick.
Well, I was always interested in magic since I was a wee lad. Although, as you can tell, I'm probably still technically a wee lad, as I'm not that large. But it kind of took me towards the path of the occult, and that's how I find myself in the predicament that I might be in, and I've been in for many, many years now.
Do you perform professionally?
I do. I found a calling. I oftentimes perform for some of the moneyed people in classes, and they find me charming. Sometimes I serve as an advisor, an entertainer, a friend. And I've been in London for about 7 or 8 years now. I'm originally from Birmingham, but you know, I lead an interesting life.
Sorry, Mr. Dr. Davenport has returned to the hotel.
Yes, please bring him in. Or let him in.
And would your hand be returning about the same time or later?
Completely at the wilds of destiny.
And Mr. Zutanen. Shall I show them both in? Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Very sorry to interrupt, sir.
Oh no, it's okay.
Gentlemen, Miss Smith and her guest are through here.
Yeah, and Mortimer will just follow in and into the room and... Oh, hello, Miss Smith, and you are?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Dr. Davenport. I am Ignatius Emberath, and I'm here on referral from Mr. Green.
Good man.
A very good man. He liked you a lot. James, when I stopped by the society, told me what befell my friend, and my condolences to you. He liked all of you. Loved all of you, actually.
I'm not sure if that's actually true, but he certainly said so.
You must be Johann Wilhelm Freer Zoo Tanner, I believe is how I was told to pronounce her. Did I get that correct, my good sir?
Fairly well for somebody that's not native speaking.
Oh, thank you. Well, Mr. Green, could we please close the door?
Sure. I'm going to close it behind me.
Thank you. There's no easy way to say this. I hired Mr. Green about 5 or 6 months back. He offered me protection. I'd go and participate in seances and things of that nature. And every now and again, somebody will show up to one of those things and, try to commit a fraud or a robbery. Somebody tried to mug me coming a couple blocks after one had ended, and they ran into, my hired hand, Mr. Green, and that man will never walk well again. I told him about my plight. And, at first he said the typical Augustus Green things. Oh, stop crying about it. Or drink more booze. Or buy a gun. And then he finally started listening to my issue. And then he said, we're going on a trip. We being you, of course, going on a trip. And then to pop by, about a week, 2 weeks or so afterwards. And I did. And, here I am a little bit later. So I am looking for your help.
So what's the issue?
Well, I pull out a flask of very, very average liquor. And I take a big swig. And I say, it started about 8 years ago in Birmingham. I was a younger man, 19 or 20. I knew this man, weird fellow. His name was Arthur Smith. He was a doctor. I can't remember if he was retired then or not. Anyway, he was interested in the occult. I was interested in the occult. I was in university, theoretically. I didn't really go to classes, but theoretically I was a student. And we found a book. And we thought that seances and the occult, Arthur Walsh was his name. Yeah, I always wanted to call him Arthur Wash because he, very excessively hygienic, and maybe it's because I'm in Bath. But anyway, there's about 7 or 8 of us, maybe 10 of us. I don't know. I was fairly drunk at this point. And we got the book. We sat down. We had our seance. And at first it was fun and it was spooky and it was cool and it was great. But the more we chanted and the more we read and the more that we did, we started to see things. And it realized that we were staring into somebody's dream. And we picked the wrong person. And we saw their dream. And it was insane. I can't even describe it. When I try to describe what I saw, I feel like I'm going insane. It makes my head hurt. The room spins. I feel like I'm not connected to reality. So I'm going to spare myself that trauma if you would just take it on my word that it was horrible.
Which book did you read?
It was an unnamed book, which apparently was a very bad idea.
Who has the book?
I have the book.
You currently have it on your possession.
I am yet unwilling to disclose that at this particular moment until we get to know each other better. I feel like
Probably
that's
wise.
only yeah, right. So anyway, look, at first we all thought that, it was like a shared hallucination, that, we drank the wrong liquor, the wrong party favors had been consumed. And so a week later, everything's fine. A month later, everything's fine. We get back together, we hang out, we do our little thing. But 3 months later, people start feeling weird. different, bad. And then 6 months later, there's a fellow, and I can't recall his name. I have it in a journal, pardon me, somewhere. Starts going on and on and on about something terrible is going to happen to him. He just disappears. 6 months after that, maybe 8 months, maybe it was a year, another person disappeared. We didn't necessarily know this at the time. Like, we were movers and shakers, and people would come and go. Like, when you're friends with people in this sort of thing, it's different, right? Like, it's not like, oh, I just see you at the pub every Wednesday and we talk about, factory work and throw darts or something. But more of us started to disappear. And then this Arthur Walsh guy, he became obsessed with volcanoes, and he wanted to be thrown into one. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, well, not now. After I die, I would want to be tossed into a volcano. And I was like, well, you would probably die as you're being tossed into the it was strange. You see this once logical man, this doctor, go down the rabbit hole, so to speak. And then these things started happening to me. Not the volcano. I've not been tossed into they sound horrible. I'd never be near one. Absolutely not. I mean, it's a mountain that vomits. What a horrible concept.
During
Regardless,
this conversation, this part, Elsie is making significant glances at both Mortimer and Johann.
and it's hard because these terrible things, like my dreams, it feels like I'm haunted, like I'm being stalked. And then people that I know, they would tell me things like, oh, Ignatius, I had a dream about you. And I'd be like, I bet you have. And then, no, it wasn't that type of dream. It was shame in and of itself. But they would say like, oh, I had a dream that you were walking in a park and you're near someone's land. You weren't trespassing, but they thought you were, and they sicked their dog on you. And then a week later, that exact same thing almost happened. Or I was walking down the street and I stopped because I was right by a music shop. And I was like, which is a weird thing to do. You shouldn't just, randomly. But I realized that someone had told me that they dreamed about a piano being dropped on me. And then, damn it, just after I stopped, a damn piano fell. Pianos are reckless instruments of death. Write that down. That's a great joke.
It all does sound rather strange, but I believe we met Mr. Walsh's wife recently in Iceland.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
I believe she was going to throw his ashes into a volcano.
I see these terrible things out of the corner of my eye. I mean, she was lovely. I never saw her out of the corner of my eye. She was a very nice lady. He was a nice enough man, but I feel these things, they used to happen infrequently, so much so that I thought it was in my head. And I have so many interesting things in my head.
Is it as if you're seeing the future in a way, seeing what's about to happen?
Or the past. Like it's happened to other people before, and then this same thing will happen to someone else, and I'll be one of those people that this has happened to before. Almost like I hate sleep. I don't have... If I can sleep and not dream, or at least remember my dreams, it was a good night. Now, I'm young. I keep odd hours. I won't lie to you. Augustus Green told me to not lie to you. Mostly because if I did, he would find out and I think he said something like align my spinal cord with my esophagus. It was very brutal. But anyway, he told me not to lie about, or something about hitting me with a fish. Like it didn't make sense. He scared the shit out of me. Anyway, and I don't want to get hit by a fish. Don't hit me with a fish. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm a magician. I gallivant around. I come from a good family. I tend to get supported by the rich moneyed people who find me entertaining. I serve them as an advisor, and I just kind of pop about and come and go. And it's been, amazing. I can't lie to you that my life has not been splendid, and I would just like to go back to my gallivanting without the dream plaguing and the paranoia.
Keeper, Does any of this weird dream stuff sound familiar to me? Or do I have mythos roll?
I mean, it sounds like weird dream stuff. I don't think there's anything here that would be specific enough to tie to any specific mythos
That's true.
information.
Mortimer's not got any experience with the dream stuff.
No, I would ask you to, if you had either dream lore, any dream lore points, I'd ask you to roll that. I don't think you do.
I don't know.
No.
It all does sound very strange, but I'm sure we'd find some way to help you.
Well, he told me that I could maybe help you all as well. So he was not the best at explaining things, but I would sit down and I would talk with him. And the more I talked about what I knew, the more he thought that I could be of value to the society, and vice versa. Because I happen to know a lot about the occult, like a lot, and I know some weird stuff about dreams, and I'm really, I shouldn't maybe say this, but it's true, I'm really good at disguises and lying and charming people and manipulation.
How do we know you're not doing that now? I'd like to do a psychology
I'm
roll.
playing Octoblock.
Yes, you can give me a psychology roll.
I'm
I'm clueless.
You're clueless. This man is an enigma. That's a
You
bit of
don't.
mystery.
You don't know. I mean, I have a formal hat that's also a magician's hat and a cape. Of course, you're not going to necessarily trust me, and that's so. I have a wand. Like, I know what I am. I've never worked an honest day in my life. I don't want to. That sounds horrible. Oh God, no.
Well,
No.
I'm sure your knowledge and talents will be quite useful and certainly interesting. But we can see what we can do about this dream problem that you're having. The society itself does have quite a few books, which, to be fair, I've not looked up that subject myself, but may have something that covers your problems.
I want to spell.
We will need to look up your book, though.
Yes, now that I know,
it's clearly what caused the stuff. I mean,
Yeah, oh yes. Oh, it was really bad. Oh, it was really bad. Elsie, would you like this book?
Would you know anything about what?
This dream things. Would I have come across it in any of the books that I've read so far?
I don't think any of your books are specifically dream related.
No, maybe not specifically dream related, but do they mention anything?
I mean, I don't think any of this ties directly to any mythos knowledge that you would have.
All right.
I don't know what specifically what question are you trying to answer here?
I'm just trying to see if maybe he was influenced by something to cause him to have these dreams. Trying to think.
He's got a creepy book.
Yes, he's got a creepy book, and he also knew Arthur Walsh, who apparently had something inside of his urn with him that was left there. So I'm trying to think, is there anything that he may have in his possession that might have that effect?
I don't think there's anything in your books that would answer that question.
All right.
I will show you all my book. I'd prefer to do it in the day, though, because this started with, we had a creepy book. I didn't even have the damn book, but it got passed around, and then people kept disappearing or dying, but that book never went away. And then I think at one point Arthur had it, but then he was like, oh no, I have too many books on volcanoes. I must learn about the hot lava vomit that comes out of mountains or whatever. And then he handed me the book, and I took it because I like books. I mean, not as much as Gallivant. I just want to gallivant in peace.
Look, friend, let me be completely honest with you. The questions you have about your dreams are more likely to prevent you from continuing to gallivant than they are to allow you to peacefully continue.
I know.
More than likely, there's a way to manufacture a way to stop the dreams from having, but we would have to have the information from the book that caused it in the first place.
Absolutely. Everyone else is dead. Well, there is Bobby. I think Bobby is technically in a sanitarium somewhere.
You mentioned that they vanished, so there's no trace of them at all. No signs of break-in.
No, but they're dead. They are so very dead.
You left no information or anything like that? What's the book?
What? The book, or it would be like it'd be like watching someone slowly descend into madness, and then, I think one man was convinced that he could fly into his dreams, and all that resulted was he basically building, pavement, just bad. It was bad. Or there was one gentleman who I think he went crazy and he tried to fight a horse. That the horse won, or someone swam in the English Channel, 5 a.m, never to be seen again. It's just these horrible. There might have been 20 of us. There might have been 2 rooms. I don't know. There's a lot of death. That's really the sort of it. So anyway, Augustus told me just show up, be honest, try to help, and not to be an ass.
Well, I have one idea. We are in Bath, and right now you may want to partake of waters or something to maybe calm your mind from any of these incidences, heal your mind a little, possibly even your body, depending on if there's anything affecting your body, and then we can move on from there.
Good.
How wealthy does Ignatius look to me?
Give me a... I wish there was a skill of just... So this will have to be spot hidden or a credit rating roll of your own for judging wealth. I wish there was a general perception roll at that.
I wish it was appraisal. Appraise me, Johan.
Yes, appraisal. I forgot about appraisal. Yes, that is the perfect skill for the occasion.
I'm gonna give you. Can I use the 20 that I rolled for the?
What did you? You got a 20 for the first roll.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the first one you rolled? You can have the first one you rolled. Does that beat your appraisal score?
The first one I rolled on an appraisal is a success. I can make that a hard one if necessary.
No, it's because I originally asked you for a credit rating, and that 20 would still have passed your appraisal roll, so that...
Yeah.
I go with the rule that, if it was a real dice at the table, you wouldn't roll again necessarily just because you added the wrong modifier or compared it to the wrong other number. So, yeah, he looks... That's a good question. Did we ever settle on a credit score?
We settled...
wealthy. But not super rich. Like, I'd say he's... Yeah, I never got around to actually looking at my credit rating table and working out... I'd say he's definitely not as wealthy as you. Probably not as wealthy as Elsie or Mortimer are. You just hang around with a lot of quite rich people. But fairly reasonably well-to-do.
Mm-hmm. Most of my money's in my clothes and my magician equipment.
In which case... really quite well to do, but with a cape. So, actually, I mean, capes I think capes are still acceptable day-to-day fashion choices at this time. So, yeah.
I googled it. Yeah.
How far can you get away with a cape without people giving you like a?
Well, he seems to be doing well enough for himself, so I'm not gonna give him money to tell him to go relax in the spa.
Yeah. Look, you're all dealing with the real Ignatius, okay? Out there, 95% of the time, I'm playing the character Ignatius. You have to understand that. You'll see once we're out and about. Also, Don't react to my blatant lies. Just go with it. Just trust me.
The two of us are going to have very much fun.
Yes. Johan. He liked you a lot.
Yeah, just take some time in the bath. I would like to talk to the other two a bit more. Not that I don't trust you yet, but I wouldn't trust myself either.
I mean, I didn't let you just look at my book right away, so this is a feeling out process. This is good. I'm gonna go to the bath, and yeah, I'm gonna do some miscreant shit. Goodbye, and I leave.
All right, as Ignatius, I'm apologizing in advance for how many times I'm going to call you Ignatius by mistake. As Ignatius leaves, I think before we continue with what else the society has to talk about, I think this is probably a good time to sneak in a little break, because I need to refill my water glass. And we'll see you back here in 10 minutes' time. And we are back. So, as Ignatius has been sent out of the room, the three remaining members of the society are sat in this lovely little side room of the hotel in Bath. They've got a pot of tea, and the door is closed behind Ignatius.
So what do you think about him?
Well, sounds interesting. I'm curious what he knows about dreams in this book. Weirdly enough, Miss Carter bought a book from my shop whilst I was in Constantinople. A book to do with dreams. Which is a bit of a coincidence, I believe it'll be in the society somewhere. It's a bit of an unusual topic. She bought it whilst I was away and left money on the counter for it. But I don't know a great deal about dreams, so I was curious why Miss Carter was interested in them suddenly out of the blue, and then this gentleman happens to have this issue with dreams. But his book, I'm hoping I'll be able to identify it. I mean, unless it's a journal, then most books have names, so I should be able to work out what it is or who wrote it.
I don't know of the book that she purchased. It hasn't been brought to me yet.
No, I don't believe it's one of the unusual books. But I don't believe it is a dangerous book. I can't recall the name. I've probably got it written down in my receipts actually at my shop, so I could probably find the name for you, but I've not read it myself. I've never really had an interest in dreams.
Well, if you start trading books at some point, the volume of books is going to exceed your capacity to read.
True. I've closed my bookshop for some time now. I just seem to be collecting books, and the shelves are full, and I'm piling them up in stacks on the floor.
The reason that I wanted this Ignatius gone is I found somebody, and I'm gonna put the card down. Our favorite resident painter.
Oh,
moved to Bath.
Yeah, I've not spoken to him in some time. Not since.
I'm going to look at the business card.
Miles Shipley, yeah, not seen him since the society took him in for a few days, well, a few months actually, possibly, after an incident at his home.
There's a painting of his here.
There is, I believe it's of, what's the name? I never met him myself. That family that seemed to be tied in with the fish people a lot. Belfont.
Belfont.
It was the young lady the sister of Charles Belfont, I believe it is, a painting of her coming out of water, I believe, out of a pond or something. I did actually see that painting, unfortunately. I actually looked at all the paintings that he had done. I think he had done, about 6 paintings that we saw. I believe Morgan took one of a werewolf-type creature that we ended up. Are either of you familiar with his old work or his old paintings?
No, I've glanced through. I think he left a sketchbook, and I glanced through it. But actually, he has a piece at the museum here. It's of the townhouse, 18 Grosvenor Square.
Does the picture move or do anything strange, or?
No, nothing
It's just
strange.
A picture
It's
of
on
the
display.
townhouse with someone sort of walking up the steps to knock on the door,
Oh.
and a carriage passing by outside.
Well, he's a talented artist. I believe he had his house burnt down, so the society took him in until he could get back on his feet. And that had been an issue of, well, there's no easy way to say this. His mother had been murdered, replaced by a serpent person that was wearing her skin and masquerading as it. He was kept captive and he was drugged. And during his drugged state, he painted these unusual paintings that drove people insane. We met a painting, or we encountered one of his works at a gallery, I believe it was, of the Red Pyramid. And had these corpse eaters of the Nile in it, and some weird ritual thing going on. But it seemed the painting was alive. The more you looked at it, it just seemed to be aware of you. And we tracked him down and found what was going on with him. We saved him, but during the struggles, his house burnt down. The serpent person was killed. Most of his paintings were destroyed. But Lady Irene, Miss Carter, myself, and I'm trying to recall if Franco was there as well. We sort of saved him and took him in until he could get back on his feet and recover from what he'd gone through. And he was a decent lad, though. He's a nice person. We've met him.
Well, then I might have done a little oopsie. He was under distress a little. Somebody wanted some of his old work, as they said. And I remembered the name from the turned over picture. And so I was hinting that I had one of the old ones. And he was trying, trying to get me to sell it. And I told him it has a very important place.
Yes, there are people.
And we wouldn't.
There are people who like collecting things, but his old paintings drove people insane.
Yeah.
In fact, it drove a lot of people insane. If you think of how many people can look at a single painting.
Well, then in that case, we should destroy the painting if it's going to cause people to lose their mind.
Well,
But we should
do so.
have his permission first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could. Is he actually staying at the same hotel? Or
The gentleman at the museum told me that he was staying at the Grand.
is that the next door, the hotel next door to the one we're at? Well, if it's not too late, we could always check on him. He probably remembers my name because I was one of those that helped save him. It was a very strange encounter, the whole thing. It was a bit of a rush to get him out of the house. And we could just ask him if... I have no issue with destroying the painting. It didn't actually belong to me. It was Miss Carter it belonged to, which is why it wasn't destroyed.
Well, it's still his painting. If he is all right with us destroying it, then we should.
Oh, he was more like wishing we had already done so. I think I told him that the worst thing we're going to do with the picture is burn it, and he seemed a lot more glad after I said that than before.
Well, I'd love to speak to him again anyway to see how he's doing, since he's moved on from the society. I had been trying to encourage friends of my sister's to look him up for artwork and stuff like that. He's a very talented artist.
Yeah, I think the man needs some, honest, normal work. And I think I have some space in my office for like a couple of pictures, right? A painting or two.
They are good paintings. He is a good artist, so wouldn't go amiss. But this Ignatius, what's everyone's opinion of him?
He's been born into enough money to live off of without, having to do work from an early age. He's he's got basically the same growing of age story as I am, right? Not really going to university, drinking a lot, partying a lot. Just ended up with the wrong people, I guess.
You both could bond quite well. At least that's the impression I'm getting. But I do feel we should help him at least to try.
So long as he's not trying to pull the wool over our eyes.
Well, he hasn't got access to any of the books we have. And he's not tried to get access to anything we have. So...
Also, experience. It's fine.
We'll take that as it happens. We'll trust him more as he earns it, I suppose. And I suspect the same will be true for us and him.
All right. And then, yeah.
Keeper, what sort of time is it in the day?
What sort of time would you like it to be?
Um,
What sort of time would you have been heading back to the hotel? And
It
it's
would have
shortly
been
after that?
we probably would have headed back at a meal time more than likely, like either the midday or the lunchtime. Well, lunchtime or...
I think we said it was evening, that's why you didn't want to show you the book, right? So, probably
Yeah.
after dinner, let's call it 8 o'clock in the evening.
It might be a bit late to to call on Mr. Shipley now, but we could always check with him in the morning. Or, actually, I could leave a message at the hotel for him and ask him to contact us to arrange a meeting.
That sounds fair.
Rather than disturb him if he's decided on an early night or if he's unavailable.
So, it's the plan to call on others in the morning, and tonight we'll get everyone to get a lovely night's rest.
I think
I'm going to ask if Mr. Williams is stopping at the Grand as well. Was it the same hotel we are, but not wanting to be disturbed?
He is at the same hotel you are. He does not wish to be disturbed this evening.
I'm almost tempted to arrange an early morning wake-up call for him. But, no, he'd never forgive me.
I think I will use the evening to get a couple of drinks in. Just sit on the bar, maybe chat about something.
Just pass the time.
Yeah.
Pass the time at the hotel bar, have a nice relaxed evening. Ignatius, after you had left the society members, was there anything else you wished to do that evening before getting a good night's sleep, or a less than good night's sleep, given the circumstances?
I would probably look for an incredibly wealthy woman I could marry. Potentially, not that night, but, long game.
Give me a luck roll, please.
It begins.
Okay, so looking around, I mean, there are a number of wealthy women, many with their husbands, some with what appear to be their respectable chaperones. I don't know if that would be a plus or a negative in Ignatius's mind.
Just another person to charm.
But yes, among them all there is a young woman and her companion, a woman in her 40s and a younger woman probably in her like mid-20s, sat just engaged, sipping a sherry, sat off to one side, sort of not anywhere near the bar. They're in the room beside the bar. Yeah, ladies.
I would wait for a proper moment to make an introduction and test the waters. I'd go up to the richest looking one.
I mean, the richest looking woman in the room.
The richest looking single available woman in the room.
What's your age limit?
Meh. I don't want to work.
Well, there was one woman sat at the end who looks very wealthy. This woman, she's got a fur. She's got jewel rings. She sat on her own. She looks, fabulously wealthy. Probably in her 50s to 60s. Sat there, drinking a glass of what looks to be probably a glass of port. Very wealthy looking.
Yep, going there.
Evening, young man. Another glass, please.
Hi. Pleasure to meet you. I am Ignatius Inverath.
Oh, you're not a waiter. Are you entertainment?
Well, I am a glorious magician, but not. I'm here for myself as well.
Ah, well. Lady Viola Rushley.
Sounds fantastic. Listen. I was wondering if I could, well, actually, let me be honest. I was wondering if I could get you to buy me a drink.
Oh, young man, make me a charm roll. Let's see how Lady Viola takes to you. Miss... Well... Another glass of port for the gentleman. You drink port?
I
brandy?
I drink whatever a beautiful woman wants to buy me.
Oh, those lines might have worked for me when I was young and foolish. But, well...
Ma'am,
You provide the entertainment for the... you said you were a magician? Entertain!
I will, but you're blushing, so I think we both know the lines are working now. What type of trick would you like?
Do you do a disappearing act?
I've been known to make clothes disappear, but I don't feel like leaving your presence quite bit.
I don't know how you've managed to avoid being arrested for so long. But I'll settle for a simple card trick.
Simple card trick. I was
Oh,
hoping you might say that.
I'm never in the mood for too much magic.
It's the magic of the hearts, where the real magic is. So I'm gonna try a different card trick this time. Why don't you? I pull out a deck of cards. Pick a card, any card, and I'll guess what card you picked. Okay. All right. So, luckily for me, it is a deck of cards with only the Ace of Spade. So let me look at you. Let me Let me take a good look. Let me stare into your eyes. I can see into your soul. Did you look at the card? The Ace of Spades.
How extraordinary.
It's a talent.
Wonderful trick. Excellent
What?
trick.
Excellent trick. I take the card back. I pull out another deck of cards. I'm quite the card player. I don't know if you're a gambler yourself, but
Oh, I've been known to gamble from time to time.
well, okay.
I
Well,
also play a good hand of, do you play cribbage?
of course I do. Well, how long are you staying here?
Oh, I never know. Until I get bored. I mean,
Well, if I'm a
I'm thinking... Then... Perhaps over to Venice or Paris.
oh, do you go to London?
Oh, yes, from time to time. Although... Never my favourite city, but yes, I have a house there. I think I still
Well,
have a house there.
I'm sure you
when
have many
So many
homes.
houses. One loses track after a while. Yes, I
Oh,
think
it's
I
such a
still got the
burden.
London house. Yeah.
Such a burden. I can only imagine. Well, here's
Well,
my address
my late
in London.
husband, he acquired quite the number of properties. I sold some
Oh,
of them.
your late husband?
Yes.
My condolences.
Oh, no need dear. It was a while ago. And he was fabulously wealthy.
Well, it's a wonderful trait. Fabulous wealth.
It is indeed.
Well, as a magician, one of the golden rules, and this is a trade secret, you always leave them wanting more. So, I showed you a magic trick with one card. Here's a different one. This card has my address on it. So next time you're in London and you want to have the time of your life, you look me up.
Certainly young people these days, bolder and bolder. Do appreciate it.
You're blushing again.
Oh, that's just the port. Good night.
Really?
Dear.
Good night. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm such a good man.
It was delightful to meet you.
I won't even be mad at you for lying and blaming it on the port. Good night.
Good night.
And I leave.
All right. As you leave, Lady Viola watching you go.
Oh, I'm gonna be so rich.
Everyone, as you're heading to get a good night's rest, I'm going to ask everyone to make me a power roll, please.
I don't wanna. Will you accept it? I don't wanna as a roll.
That's an extreme success for me.
Oh my.
Elsie, you get a lovely night's rest. It's really nice. Mortimer and Ignatius, quite a peaceful night's rest. As your nights have gone, Ignatius, this is quite restful. Yo,
A dream of boats.
you have a dream. In this dream, you are strolling along the road in Bath and walking and talking with your new, I wouldn't say friend, but new acquaintance, Ignatius. As you're walking along, just coming up over the Pulteney Bridge, heading over towards the road that leads to the museum. I often show him one of Miles Shipley's paintings before perhaps meeting with the artist. When you hear a cry from behind you, a yelled shout as an out-of-control carriage comes careening over the bridge. And Ignatius goes flying. There's a crunch of bones. And he goes down under the hooves of the horse. the crunch of the wheels going over him. And then you wake up. And I need a sanity roll from you, please. And I know your sanity is looking brilliant these days. You lose 1 point of sanity. It seems so visceral and so real. But just a dream.
So the streaming thing seems infectious somehow. Nah, I'm gonna go downstairs to the bar. That's probably like a night shift.
But no, it's getting towards morning. Like it's unless there's anything you desperately want to do at the night.
I'm just gonna get up the moment it kicks me out of my dream, and I'm just gonna drink like a cognac or something.
Drink until breakfast. It's always best to get a few drinks in before breakfast. That's what the doctor says, right?
Prevents the hangover from the day before.
Exactly. The rest of you had a lovely restful sleep to varying degrees. As morning comes, it's up to you when you want to reconvene, who you want to meet with, and what your plans are for the day.
We'll probably all meet up for breakfast or something similar time.
So the members of society meeting up downstairs for breakfast. Excellent. So a lovely spread. It's all your expected breakfast foods, everything from cold cuts of meat, fruits, kedgeree, kippers, all manner of things. Copious amounts of tea.
Of course. Well, I sent word to Mr. Shipley, so we'll see if he wishes to make contact with us.
Oh, I have no idea who that is, so I'm going to just mind my business.
Sorry. He was an artist. He spent some time with the society, stopped over for a few months. But I met him quite some time ago, but I've just heard that he's in this city and he is a talented artist, so I just thought I'd catch up with him whilst he was here.
Okay, question. Should I call you Mr. Davenport, Dr. Davenport? How should I address you?
Whatever you wish to call me.
We'll call you Doctor for now.
Thanks, well.
And what about you two? And I point to Elsie and Johan. How do you wish to be addressed?
You may call me Miss Smith for now.
Miss Smith, okay. And you?
Just Johan is gonna be fine.
Are you okay?
Are you
look
okay?
tired. Great minds think alike, Miss Smith.
Your dream problem might be contagious.
Did you dream of a old rich woman who really likes alcohol?
No, I dreamt of the two of us walking over the bridge down there and you getting pancaked by a carriage.
What is a pancake and why does it sound delicious?
Because it is. You just
I
wave
think you know what a
afterwards.
pancake is.
You don't know. You don't understand magic, Keeper. Okay, it's a different type. It's a different world. You're not accustomed to it. Well, that sounds horrible. So now I'm not going to go there because, well, for reasons that I told you yesterday. Okay, so Dr. Davenport, question.
Yes.
And let me know if I'm being too uncouth or direct. This artist, is it is he a buddy? Is it business or is it business with a buddy? Is it related to what you all do?
Oh, it was an old case relating to what we did.
Fantastic. Okay, so How about we leave a card for him to come up to my room? We all come up to my room, and I show you the book.
Could do. We just need to let the front desk know if he contacts us to contact us there. I left a message in the hotel for him.
And here I thought you had a lady visitor. Oh, must have misunderstood that.
It's a slow burn. The more money they have, the longer the candle. That's Moses said that, I believe.
I'm fairly sure he didn't.
What was that, Miss Smith?
I'm quite confused. What?
Oh, do I have permission to be direct?
Elsie is 17 in appearance. So
Okay. I want to get married to somebody who has a lot of money so I don't have to work an honest job. And a lot of people who have a lot of money tend to be old.
So you are a con man of sorts.
No, I'm very upfront about it. Like, I don't just sit down and be like, hey, I want to marry you for your money, but most of these people know that's what this is all about anyway. So it's like, they're older and they have a lot of money, and I'm younger and handsome and charming, and they find me entertaining, and then they either date me for a while, or I almost got married once. That ended tragically. But it's not a con, it's what the game is. We all know what it is. It's just like, it's the dance that you do. Not everybody does it, but they know what it's about. Because they did the dance with their husbands who had money, and then they died, and now they have money. It's a circle of, well, I wouldn't say life. It's a circle of boredom and money that we could make a play about that. Yeah, it's not a con.
Oh, okay. If you will excuse me, I put my napkin over my plate, indicating it's done. And I'm going to go to the front desk and ask where I can purchase some waters of the health benefits.
Yes. As you may be aware, the Queen's Bath is being dug up, but the King's Bath is still open, and they do sell the waters over there. We have some in bottles here, but apparently they're better fresh from the spring. But if you would wish to partake of them there. And she points to a bottle of this slightly brownish looking water.
Thank you. I will go to the bath and procure some there. Thank you. And then I do.
Miss. And as you... yes, she heads on out the hotel.
Maybe I was too direct. I don't know. Hope I didn't offend anyone.
She's like a decade younger than we are, so...
She is rather young.
I mean, she fights the cosmic eldritch horrors. I figured whatever. And look, if I owe her apology, I owe her apology. I don't always pay my debts because that's not how you make money, but apologies don't cost anything most of the time. So anyway, I'm bored, so I'm going to either find something fun to do or go up to my room and wait for you all to do that. None of you have rich sisters, do you? Single sisters.
No.
I think I would tell you.
Yes, absolutely.
How good is your German?
Well, I have a genius IQ, so I can learn.
Well, you have to find them in Kassel somewhere.
And a German cat? No, man, I don't have a death wish. You don't listen. You don't listen.
The city is called Kassel. It's not a castle. I mean, there are castles because there's everywhere one, but
no. I don't care how much money your sister has. Anyway, yeah. Well, I feel like we're bonding. I feel like we're making a connection. So, here's a trick. No, I can't show you that one yet. I'm working up to the bullet catching trick. So, we'll get there one day. Probably shouldn't shoot guns in here.
Please the roll on that one.
oh, I can catch bullets.
Well, yeah, with your teeth. It's a different type of catch.
No, like even if they hit me, they just don't go in.
Well, that's not catching, but
I mean, you could probably catch a bullet. You know actual magic.
it's got it with the plucking of the oh good. All right, you are I used to think that I was going to be the eccentric one of the group, so that's good. You have a lot of personality. That's good. Anyway, yeah, I'll be in my room if you want to all come take a look at the book, and give my apologies to Miss Smith for me. Thanks. Bye. And I just leave.
Sure.
Well, that was interesting. I'm going to make sure he doesn't hear about my sister.
Look, if he's actually going down there and try to find a sister of mine, he's going to be really disappointed.
My sister is married anyhow. But, well, I think I'll check at the front desk to see if Mr. Shipley's left a message. And I'll leave a message to contact us in Ignatius's room should he get in touch.
Yeah.
And
at the desk, you find a note sent over from Shipley saying that he has business to attend to at the Holborn Museum this morning. That you can either meet him over there, or he should be back at the hotel after lunch.
Well, this looks good. So he's going to be at the museum this morning, so we could probably check this book now, then we can go and meet him and...
Sounds like a day planned.
Depending on the length of time we're there, Miss Smith could join us to have a look at the book.
Yeah, I'll go look for her, and then we're gonna meet you there.
Okay.
Okay, so Mortimer's heading up to Ignatius's room, and Johann's going to look for Miss Smith. So Elsie heading on over to the baths. There's a small line of people waiting to take a little glass of the waters. Some well dressed, some, just smartly middle class, not quite as wealthy as some of the guests you've seen at the hotel. Just a few people milling around, paying a little money and getting to drink the waters. As you move forward to the front of the queue, someone offers you the glass.
Yes, thank you. I will pay for the glass to drink. And do you have any bottles that I can purchase here?
Oh, yes.
I'd like
Anything?
I'd like 6, please.
Oh, of course. We'll get them packaged up for you. Would you like to take them with you now, or would you like to be sent to your address?
I would like to take them with me. I don't mind waiting.
Oh,
And I'll step off to the side.
yeah, you have this little glass. It's warm in your hands. Like, sort of tepid bathwater temperature.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like... Imagine if you took several rusty nails and dissolved them in a glass of warm bathwater. And then added a little hint of sulphur. There's definitely a sort of a rotten egg whiff to it. I think that's pretty right. It's delicious.
We'll say that. It's quite delicious. At least it was a small cup, right?
Yes. And you've got 6 bottles of the stuff.
Ah, yes. Well.
You hear a voice nearby go, "Oh, I feel better already." And then a voice not far beside you, a young man goes, "It's really quite foul, isn't it?"
Yes. Yes, it is. But
6 bottles, did I hear you request? Have you got that many enemies?
No, not enemies. I've got some friends who have taken poorly, and I thought I would bring them some water.
Sad to hear that. Although honestly, I'm not sure about the curative properties of this stuff. The Romans used to bathe in it rather than drinking it, I think.
Well, then adding a cup of one of these bottles to the bath might help.
Indeed. Are you headed anywhere next? May I escort you, wherever it is you may be going, miss?
While I appreciate the offer, I think I will be fine.
Are you sure? It's a shame for a young lady to be out on her own. Oh, sorry. I didn't introduce myself. How awfully rude of you. My name's Aubrey. Aubrey Penhue.
Pleasure to meet you. I am Miss Elsie Smith.
Pleasure's all mine. What brings you to Bath, Miss Smith?
Just a holiday.
Not here for viewing the historical sites. Have you had a chance to look at the excavations at all?
Not yet. I did see the museum yesterday.
The art museum. I heard it's quite interesting. I keep trying to get in for a good look at the excavations myself, but they're awfully wrapped up tight.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. From what I understand, when it comes to excavations of this sort, they do not like it when people without authorization go on board or enter the premises.
I know. I've been trying to get a letter from my professor at Oxford, but he never responds to anything. I think he just files any letters he receives directly into his wastepaper basket.
Well, then I would suggest requesting paying a call on the person in charge of the excavation site. Perhaps they will give you a guide. Especially if I look the gentleman up and down. Does he seem like he has some money?
He seems like he has money, yes. He carries himself in sort of... He speaks very sort of public school, well-spoken. He's dressed very smartly.
Well, he did mention Oxford.
Yes.
You could perhaps make a donation to assist in their excavation, and that might help you get in.
Would that I could. The estate's all tied up in legal business until I come of age, I'm afraid. No. Anyway, I apologise for interrupting your day. It looks like that, that gentleman over there? Looks to be looking our way, and he points over towards where, Johan has arrived, looking around for Elsie. I definitely don't know him. I don't know if you know him.
Yes, he's actually one of my companions.
Well, in which case I shall leave you to continue your day, and I apologise for interrupting it. But...
Oh no, I hope that your day goes well and that you are able to view the excavation.
Okay. And as he parts his way, one of the staff comes back with this case of 6 bottles of water.
How big are the bottles and how heavy are they?
Like, each of them is like this big, like a glass bottle. So,
like a liter?
Yeah, that's like 12 kilos or something.
yeah, it's quite a heavy case. I'd say each of them's probably about a pint.
Okay. I will take it in both hands. And
I've none of those French measurements here yet.
I
Would
will
you?
to Johan.
Hmm?
He's nearby, right?
Yeah.
So I'll also...
I didn't understand anything acoustically right now.
Oh, she took the bottles and she's headed over to Johan.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm moving towards her and I'm taking the bottles off of her because that looks like somebody's got like a carrying issue right now. Or if you're looking like you could, you're fine. I'm not going to, but you know.
I'm
You're letting
pretty
the young lady carry the bottles?
Yeah.
What?
See, how could I? That's the brain. Yeah, I'll take those bottles, if you please.
all right, thank you. I actually got them for you. They might help with your injuries.
Oh, that's very nice. Appreciate it.
But yeah, I forgot that Johan was still injured. If he's got his
Yeah,
arm up in the
I'm
sling,
just-
it's probably not best to give him the bottles.
I'm basically eating them below my arm like this, and now they are up in the sling.
If it looks like he's having trouble, I'm going to take them back.
No, this is fine. I'm also not quite big, so it's probably looking pretty hilarious.
Are you sure you should be carrying that? I have no problem.
And I'll hand them over again. Yeah. Sometimes it's just necessary to, do the logical thing, not the thing that you would like to do.
Well, we should return. I believe that there's a book we need to look at.
Yes,
And
yes.
you should probably drink some of this when we get back.
You sure that's for drinking? And I'm
Some of it.
opening one up?
With a little whiff of sulfur.
I've already had a glass. It does not taste particularly well, but it's supposed to have benefits for health. You could always just pour one into the bath when you return home.
Yeah, that sounds probably like a more correct way to engage with that. But regardless, thank you a lot. Let's I think we are waiting. Mortimer is waiting with Ignatius in his room. Ignatius, sorry.
Yes.
So
you might want to drop these off in your room first, or
yeah, that makes sense.
I will.
Sure. We need to be there at the same time anyway. So I'll just follow you with that. There's no need to split up now.
Okay, so as the two of you are headed back to the hotel, I'm going to ask for a strength roll of whoever's carrying the bottles.
That would be...
See how tired your arms are going to be. Really tired. Like, you have to stop. It's actually quite heavy.
I'm not used to carrying these.
I mean, they are glass, and there's a lot of liquid in there.
How about you carry the one you opened? You can drink some of it, and then I'll carry the rest.
I'll think about whether that sounds like a smart idea, and I'm... Nope. I know better to not. I think it's probably best to, soak in it later on.
But yes, with some of the weight relief, you make your slow progress back to the hotel. Meanwhile, whilst all this was going on, Mortimer had gone up to speak to Ignatius and view the book.
Doctor?
Mr. Embera?
Just, look, you can call me Ignatius, you can call me Ignatius, you can call me Iggy. I mean, I've been called a lot of horrible things. That bastard. Technically, I was called once, get off of my wife. Look, being a magician is dangerous, okay? So, here, close the door, and I'll show you the book.
Okay, and I'll close the door.
All right. So, I have good news and bad news.
Okay.
The good news is the book is here in totality, and I know who wrote it. Bad news is it's an untitled volume.
That's good. Who wrote it?
Dr. Samuel Lacey.
Keeper, does that name sound familiar to me as an author, or?
Make me either a mythos roll, or if you have any skill you think would be suitable for knowledge of like literary canon.
Would library use technically cover that?
Yeah, I think a library use roll.
Rather than finding a book knowledge of it.
Yeah. More if you've...
Success, so if he's written books, I may have heard of them.
He's not a prolific author that you've heard of. No, not any kind of well-known author at all that you would know of.
All right. Here's the book. Be careful
And what
with
was
this.
again, Doctor?
Samuel Lacey.
Samuel Lacey.
I'll just make a note of that. Yeah, I've heard some books. He doesn't tend to write a lot.
As in you have not heard of him as an author at all. He is not a known author to you. That's what I mean. He's not.
Yeah, I know quite a few authors, but I've not heard of this one, so...
It's obscure. There's some shit in some stuff in there about like Benedictine monks. That's when it gets really trippy. Anyway, before you read this, I'm not saying it's the most dangerous book you've been around, but it might be the strangest book you've been around. So, have at it. I must get back to my machinations.
Oh, it's okay. Does it look like a journal keeper rather than a novel or a book?
It is handwritten. And it doesn't have a title page. It appears to be more of a manuscript than a published book. Like, it doesn't look like it's a handwritten manuscript rather than it being typed up.
Well, I'll look at the...
I guess not typed up as in like printed.
Yeah, so it's not a printed book, it's a handwritten thing.
And there's no details on, like, there's no cover, no indication. There's like we've got a makeshift cover around it. It's probably bound, but there's no like title page. There's no publication details.
Contents, no index.
No index. It doesn't look like it was ever actually published.
Well, this is a strange book already. It looks more like a journal to me. Or something. But just see. What are the chances the others will turn up now?
Yeah. As you begin to... Are you reading it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So
from not looking at it, you can determine that it's handwritten. And
I'm just going to look at like the first page and the last page, really.
Okay, as you look at the first page, you can see it's not a journal. It seems to be essentially a draft manuscript of a book about how the human mind can be expanded and connect with other minds. But that's all you really get from the first page.
That sounds interesting.
The last page trails off halfway through a sentence.
Yeah, I thought I'd check the last page simply because if there's a warning, it's likely to be on the last page.
The last page just ends with, I am so close to understanding how to open the door. I think that one more night may...
Mm-hmm. You got to the creepy part. Well, it's all creepy, but...
Well, yeah, it does sound... Has this gentleman vanished, you know? The author?
Yeah, well, you know, here's the thing, Mortimer. Since you just read my book, or part of my book, we're friends now, so I'm going to drop the whole doctor thing. Fair's fair. So that thing that you're looking at right there is the secret to my salvation or my eternal torment. I'm convinced of it.
It seems to be he wrote this as some sort of attempt to expand the human mind or connect to a lot of other minds.
Oh yeah, just wait till you get to the part about the monks. Again, that's...
And,
gets creepy. It's like, you know how magicians make things disappear and reappear? Well, they want to do that, but with like knowledge, or make your brain disappear. So like, I read that thing cover to cover because I felt like I had to, right? And as a result of that, it was weird. I know a spell. You know what my spell can do? It will destroy the sanity of a person. Never used it, never cast it, but I was reading it and I was like, oh sweet God, I know this spell. I didn't mean to know the spell, but I knew the spell. At least that's how I think of it. So it's a wild book.
There's not many spells that are actually good.
I mean, I feel like you need all the tools you can get, but maybe you shouldn't use them.
Yeah, the thing is, if you learn these spells as such, you can also reverse the effects or learn how to reverse the effects. Perhaps.
That's sure. I mean, look, life is about the conclusion, right? It's about the ends. And then the question is really just the ends justify the means. We all have our lives. I am a bold man in terms of normal life. When it comes to this, I am a not so bold man. Does that make sense?
Perfectly.
Yeah. So I'm happy to try to woo older, rich women. I'm happy to stay in a posh estate for a while and give advice based off of philosophical meanderings that better, smarter men and women have said that I'm just regurgitating. Like that is boldness. I don't want to play around with this, but you don't play around with this, but you all, whatever this is what you all do. So
Yeah. By the sound of it, anyway, this book probably, as you say, could help you.
yeah.
He seems to mention something at the end about he found out a way to open a door.
Yeah, I don't want to open that door. There's nothing good behind that door.
Perhaps there's a way to close the same door.
Well, I presume it stayed closed because I don't think you really got to open it. Is how I interpreted that.
I'm going to say, do you know anything about the doctor in question? What he was a doctor of or where he studied?
He was a doctor of medicine. And this is me telling Ignatius. Yeah, he was a doctor of medicine, and he would have studied at Oxford.
Yeah, this guy was some horrible. Are you an Oxford man, Mortimer?
No.
Okay, well this guy was, and he was a doctor of medicine. All these doctors of medicine's getting involved in the occult. So it's like the mystery. Like, we don't know how the human brain works, but let me go mess around with this ancient, scary thing. God, it's like they're smart, but they're stupid.
You can never trust doctors.
I mean, I'm sure that you Augustus took up for you, so I mean, he said that you were a good doctor. So, I'm not going to question the man.
Yeah, I was more trying to think of how to explain it. I was a military doctor. I dealt with casualties. My specialty was keeping people alive.
Well, I'm sure that's... See, you strike me as a person who... You kept calling you a nerd. You strike me as a person who kind of like tripped into this, and then you embraced it.
Well, I ended up here by accident, and I thought it's best to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, well, it's look, when this is done, I'm done. I was so close to getting married to this rich lady. I even liked her, right? Like, she didn't like make me want to just drink a lot. And then all this happened, kind of screwed it up. She's married now, had before, she's living a real life. So I need to like get this all done with, so I can still look. I might be the most beautiful man that ever lived, but eventually all looks will eventually fade. I got to cash in on this marvel of humanity.
The thing is, you're only as young as you are now.
I don't. Maybe that's supposed to be deep. I don't know. Like, look. These old women with money don't want an old dude. If they wanted an old dude, they would have already had an old dude.
They might have already had one, hence the money.
Well, you know what? I can dodge bullets, baby, so it's going to be okay. All right? And they're not going to poison my tea, because I don't even drink tea. I'm ahead of the game. I need to get this crap done with. So what can we do? Like, how do we wrap this up today?
Well, I don't think it'll be wrapped up today.
What?
I think further study of the book will be needed to understand what's happened. I'll have to look into the doctor. And to be fair, we should wait till the other two arrive as well, too.
Speaking of which, you hear a rattling sound. Like a clanking of bottles.
My God.
And footsteps approaching.
Do you have to... A bottle monster is appearing. Dr. Mortimer, defend me.
Sort of, a mobile...
I'm going to go get the door. I'm going to open the door. Hello? Bottle monster.
Wait, I thought we were taking it to Johan's room first.
Johan's room is just, you see them approaching the room, like, just a few doors down from yours, with this box of bottles.
Are they 3 doors down?
Yes.
I had to, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Necessities. Yeah.
Can I help?
Not anymore.
Oh.
Be right there.
Okay. I don't know how to. Hi, Miss Smith. Hello.
Hello. She's kind of red in the face because she's the one carrying the big box of bottles.
Miss Smith, are you unwell?
I will be fine. I just need to set these down. We'll be there momentarily.
Okay, you look like a tomato, so I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I just need to catch my breath is all.
Okay. Mortimer, come here. I think
I'll open up
Elsie
the door.
Smith has been infiltrated by a tomato. She's very red. I don't know what disease that is. I'm gonna need you to fix that for me.
It could be it's something in the water.
Wait. Oh God, that water looks horrible. I don't know why anyone would do anything.
I wouldn't drink that water myself, but
Yeah, I wouldn't, and you have no idea the weird stuff that's been in this mouth. But okay, yeah, all right, we're on the same page.
but the tricks people fall for.
Well, I mean, I was like, oh, a seance, that sounds fun. Someone will have money there. Next thing I know, murderous death dreams.
Strangely, you should mention seances. I seem to remember one seance I'd heard of which went quite badly, but yeah, I don't know if many have gone well.
No, I mean, we had a couple. I mean, most of the time, like, you see glimmers. Like, here's the thing. I think I'm so good at what I do because on some level I always knew that some of it was real. And if you just take a little glimmer and you package it and you repackage it and you put a narrative on it, well, then you're selling the world. I really should be, on my own accord, fabulously wealthy, but that just sounds so tiring.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are real that shouldn't be real.
Maybe we shouldn't be real. I thought about that.
Are we real?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, here, watch, I'll prove it. And I pull out one of your hairs from your head.
Yeah, that felt real.
Yep, there you go. See, it's real. Yeah, well, you know. Well, this is, I have to ask an uncomfortable question, but Mr. Green, did he die well?
Well, I think he died the way he wanted to.
Oh, he fought something big.
He was fighting something about 3 times the size of him.
Did he die retreating, or did he fight it?
We died at fighting it.
Yep, that's on brand.
Yeah, he charged this massive creature that was 3 times the size. But he was the only one of us who could have fought it.
Yeah, I think he liked me towards the end. He liked my money. He liked the fact I was prompt. But I do believe that he's probably not the type of guy who would want people to reminisce about him too much, so I'll just remember him from time to time. Anyway, they are taking a long time. I'm gonna pop my head out. Tomato lady! Cripple guy, what are we doing?
Was closed, potentially.
I know you can hear me, I'm quite loud even though I'm little.
Well, Elsie had gone into the room because he had opened the door and set the case of water, I guess, on one of the tables in there.
Yep. Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you for everything you did last week.
For what?
Well, you were the one who made sure that the items made it into the volcano.
You don't need to thank me for that. I'm just as aware as you are about the dangers of these items. It was just.
I understand, but at that point, if you hadn't done it, it probably would not have gotten done.
Well, then I accept that. Thank you.
These waters, hopefully, they will help. Don't know if they will, but.
Well, I'll try. And if not,
and I will walk up to him. I'll put my hand on his arm, and I'll step up a little bit on my tiptoes and give him a kiss on the cheek. We have a meeting to go to, and I'm going to leave, face red, but for a different reason, and go to knock on the door of Ignatius's room.
Okay, Johan will not have seen that coming, and we'll take a moment and then sure, yeah. Reorder the stuff on the table a little, just to get some space, and then follow out.
Okay,
I'm still hanging out my room.
Yeah, so you see Elsie emerge first.
Are you redder? You're redder. Are you okay? Doctor, see to the tomato disease.
The case was heavy, and I had to carry it all the way from the King's Bath.
You don't listen. You can't help being sick. It's not your fault.
I drank some of the water while I was there. It was quite foul tasting, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be a precaution to anything that happens soon.
You know what? I'm glad you're healthy, but doctor, still make sure. Hold 1 second. Cripple.
Give me a moment. You're not falling down a volcano every time.
I've never. No, volcanoes again are horrible. Here, let me help you. You're bad at moving, which is okay because I'm bad at moving. I really just more twirl around with the cape. It's my secret.
Look.
Oh, you're red too. Why are you so red in the face? Oh God, it's contagious. Mortimer.
I'm gonna look in the mirror.
As the echo of Mortimer passes down the corridor, you feel a ghost. Is he still with us?
Oh well. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna move in the room, and I'm gonna be saying, I'm not. I'm very, very happy about those feelings that you're putting towards me, Ignatius. But I'm sorry. That's not my.
What in the bluest of blue hells are you trying to say, my man? Listen, what tickles everyone's pickle is fine, but if you were my type, you still wouldn't be my type. Like, there's levels to, it's not your fault. You don't have a cape. Anyway, I want rich women, not moderately wealthy, whatever you are. Anyway, so there's the book on the bed. Please don't get me tomato sick. And I need a nap, so I'm gonna go take one. And I just kind of plop down on the sofa or couch.
Well,
yeah, there's this bound, handwritten manuscript sat down on the bed, I believe.
Yeah, I've had a quick look through it, not a great deal. The author is a Dr. Samuel Lacey.
Does that sound familiar to me?
Make me either a mythos or a library use roll. I should open the tab.
I am going to spend the, what is that, 6 points?
Yeah, that would be 6 points of luck.
Yeah, I'll spend the 6 points of luck for that.
You have heard tell of mean, it was mentioned briefly like a side note somewhere in Unspeakable Cults. It was just a brief mention of, probably a note by the translator rather than the original text. A note about the lost work of Samuel Lacey, purported to be a translation of original writings by a group of Benedictine monks who all mysteriously disappeared back in the... got to get my centuries right for the history of Benedictine monks. Back in the 9th century, leaving only their writings behind that could be passed down to other monks. Their writings then disappeared during the dissolution of the monasteries, but supposedly one called Samuel Lacey wrote of a translation. However, Samuel Lacey disappeared and his work had not been seen since. This sat on the book here appears to be the lost work of Samuel Lacey.
Oh. May I look through this? And I will start opening the pages and...
Hey, yes, you absolutely can. Be careful, especially when you get to the monk stuff. It's weird.
Yes, it's thought that he has a translation of the monk's work. And I'm actually going to try to scan quickly to try to flip to that section of the book.
Okay,
I close my eyes.
As you scan through, give me a language own. Basically, a skim reading, how fast you can parse this information. It's not going to be hard. This is handwritten. Maybe.
That's a success.
Yeah, I think it's handwritten, but it's not incredibly dense. It's not in like Old English or Middle English. I think this is modern English. And as you flick through, you see sort of discusses some bits of history, some bits of theory, some bits that seem to be absolute nonsense, some mention of the idea of a realm of dreams and the passage to the realm of dreams, and talks about how one can extend one's mind, reach one's mind out to others and affect their minds directly, how one could witness and walk in the dreams of other people. And there's an entire sort of section about this group of monks who had made contact with something, and they'd left behind these writings discussing a ritual, or the ritual of the shared dream, by which a group of individuals could perform this ritual and experience a connection to a higher level, a shared sense of their dream. And as there's instructions here for how to carry out the ritual, there's sort of excerpts of the Latin text directly from the monk's own writing. And there is then followed by a personal account from Mr. Lacey, saying that he attempted this but on his own could not achieve everything, and suggests that he thinks you would need multiple people to carry out this ritual. And he makes a little note of the number in the margin. He just writes 10. And then the book meanders on to other topics.
Okay, so here's the ritual. This says that you need 10 people to perform it, as he couldn't successfully perform it on his own. This is going to require a lot of research in order to be able to manufacture a reversal.
Is do we know which entity is involved in that?
Did I see anything in my skimming?
There are no mentions of any specific named entities. It talks of higher powers that can affect the mind. The monks' writings talk about those higher powers being God and angels.
No, nothing is named, though it talks of things of higher powers, higher, maybe a mention of God and his angels, but that can be an interpretation of an entity or any number of entities and their subordinates.
So there may be a way to reverse it. It might just take some time to come up with some way to do it.
Yes.
Well, I guess you stuck to us a bit, Ignatius.
Oh, what did you say? Sleep.
I've got actually sort of an appointment with Mr. Shipley. He's going to be at the museum this morning, so I'll have to.
Oh God.
But
Are you gonna be okay?
I should be, but anyone else can feel free to come along to have a look at the museum as well.
I'd like to come along just so I can learn. If I'm gonna be with you all for a while, I want to learn how you all work as a group.
I should like to meet Mr. Shipley.
Sounds good. And yeah, we could all just meet him briefly, I'm sure. We just want to find out what regards destroying that painting of his.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mrs. Smith, or Miss Smith, rather, my apologies. You own the fancy gorgeous house, correct? Back in London? The Society? It's your house?
Yes, sort of.
Well, if I am to be with you all for a while, would you rent me out a room?
I don't see an issue with that. We'll have to make arrangements when we get there. I'll have to speak with let me send a telegram to James. I'll set the book down on the bed and then I'll excuse myself from the room.
Okay, don't mention anything about the cards.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, so you can send a telegram over to James to let him know that there'll be another guest joining the society to prepare one of the other rooms. And having sent this telegram, is the plan that you're heading across over to the museum to meet Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
So as you head out of the hotel and over, you see that the road to the museum for the part of Bath you're in leaves over Pulteney Bridge. This nice arched bridge with buildings on either side that Johann you recognise from your dream.
Can we just take a quick break here? Walking gets quite hot right now.
Yeah. Oh God, this is a horrible place. This is where you believe. This is where you had the thing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Up there, and I'm just pointing like 15 meters like ahead. It came
I
from
don't want to
there.
go anymore. Nope, gotta go. Bye. Going back to the place.
So what did you see?
The carriage came from here, roughly, and we were walking there, and it ran him over and fell down the side.
Was anyone else injured in it?
No, just him.
We could cross to the other side of the road.
Now that Ignatius has turned around.
At this point, you hear a whoa, 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 and a carriage comes careening around the corner and over the bridge at high speed. people leaping out of the way as this out-of-control horse leads the carriage rattling around the corner at a high speed. Directly past
That was strange.
where you might just have been standing if you'd carried on walking.
Oh god. As I turn, do I see any other carriages in the vicinity?
Make me a sanity roll, please, Ignatius.
Insanius. Alright, big money! It begins!
There are carriages around, but they seem to be plodding along at sensible, slow paces. None of them look
Okay, then I'm gonna
dangerously out of
yell,
control.
onward before they continue with great speed, and I'm just gonna take off running past the group with my cape flapping in the wind.
Has the other carriage crashed then?
No, the coachman seems to have got it under control on the other side of the bridge.
Okay, I was just...
Has got out and is leading the horse down the other side of the river. Just, whoa there, girl. What was that all about? Easy there, girl.
Well, I guess we should go then.
That's right.
So yeah, you head on. Well, Ignatius is a bit of a run. You get across the bridge and reach the museum set in the park on the other side, and the others catch up with you shortly after. So as you sort of enter into the museum, it doesn't take you long to spot Miles Shipley, this slightly frazzled-looking, slightly sort of scruffy around the edges. Like, his jacket is a good jacket, but it doesn't look like it. It's just got this air of crumpledness to it. Like, everything about him looks slightly askew, slightly rumpled. Like, somehow one cuff seems to have come down further than the other.
Artistic.
Yeah, or just
Bohemian.
Bohemian. And he's just sort of shaking the hand of none other than Lady Viola Rushley. Yeah, I'll get the painting sent across to you right away.
Oh, fancy.
Thank you, Lady Rushley.
Yeah.
And Miles sort of turns around and goes, Mortimer!
How are you? I've just heard that you were in the city and thought I'd check in to see how you're doing.
Yes, wonderful to see you again. Under much better circumstances.
Definitely. Yes,
As he's saying this, Lady Viola goes, Mr. Davenport.
yes.
Lieutenant. A pleasure to run into you both again.
It's a small world.
It's a small world indeed. And your friend, Mr. Emperor. It is a very small world indeed.
A small world with large joys.
That's true.
Well, I would love to linger and find out what you've been up to since you got back to the country, Mr. Davenport. And how you come to be in our fine country, Lieutenant. I didn't know you, last I saw you were heading to Constantinople, I believe. This is quite the change of location.
It is, but it's
I would
moving
love
upward.
to stay longer, but I'm afraid I have other appointments. But,
We'll have to catch up at some point.
yes, I'm in town for the foreseeable future, so... Please.
Well, we shall see each other again then, I assume.
Pay a call. It'd be lovely to catch up with you gentlemen again. And you too,
It's a pleasure.
Emperor. And your charming lady companion.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah.
Anyway, I must be going, so I do not mean to interrupt. She glides off.
Yes. Anyway, Mr. Shipley,
Oh, yeah. You said you want
so
to
much going on.
discuss business.
Oh, yeah. I'd heard someone was trying to get hold of your old paintings as well.
Oh, yeah, business, well, I don't have any of them anymore anyway, so...
Okay.
I mean, and as you know, the house burned down.
It did. I believe the
It's gone.
society might have a couple of those paintings. But you wanted permission before...
You're not going to sell them to anyone, right?
No. I think one of the paintings I'm aware of, we kept in a room with it turned facing the wall, with a note on it saying nobody's to turn this painting around.
Why not just burn it?
Well,
Someone's going to turn it around at some point. People do that. You put a note or something saying, do not touch something, and people will touch that something. They will.
It's very true. Yes, well, Miss Smith here is, not sure
pleasure.
you've met, or have you?
Miles Shipley.
Pleasure to meet you.
Miss Smith is, I believe, the ward of Miss Carter?
I was terribly sorry to hear about her disappearance. Awful business. Sorry for your loss. Well, assuming she doesn't come back. One never knows with these things.
At this point, I doubt it. I don't think she went home to America. So.
Anyway, I actually have a painting that's... Come this way.
Oh.
And he leads you over. It's one of the first ones I did after, the whole... once I got my feet back under me, after the whole... After what happened.
It's lovely, and I recognized it immediately.
Thank you.
Although I don't know who this is, and I point at the gentleman on the stairs.
You see there's a picture of the house, there's the damp cobbles in the morning, like the lights shining from the windows, and this... Given the style of the painting and sort of the distance it's from, you can't make out any of the details of this figure, except from they've got looks to be probably a top hat, and they do look to be probably wearing a cape.
And I am going to now turn to Mr. Emperor.
Damn it.
Is this you?
Don't size me up so short. Oh, damn it. Mr. Shipley,
What?
have we met?
Just now? Yes?
Why did you draw me? I'm somewhat famous, but not that famous.
That's... Oh no. I just thought it was...
Shipley, have you dreamed of me? Look, Shipley, have you dreamed of me?
No, it wasn't a dream. I was looking at the painting, I thought it looked a bit empty. Just with the house, I thought, let's have someone coming up to the door. Perhaps someone who's come to ask the society for some help, like I needed to. And so I started painting a figure, and... From
One
my
moment.
imagination. That's what I painted.
One
I've never
moment,
met
one
you.
moment, Shipley.
No,
Shipley?
No, this is not happening again.
Shipley, I don't know why you're the one who's getting upset. I'm the one who's gonna get eaten by your stupid painting magic.
It's not magic. It's not magic. I don't do magic paintings anymore. They're perfectly normal paintings.
Yeah,
I
we
pull out my
wouldn't
wand. You see this wand, Shipley?
Oh God.
You see,
He's a magician.
You see this?
Oh, God. Get away from me.
I am a magician. I am a magician. I will, Shipley, if you paint and cursed me, I will take this wand and I will use it to turn you into a newt, and you will not get better.
Please.
Look, this painting is completely normal. There is nothing wrong with it.
It is completely abnormal. It is me going up to that house after he has already made cursed paintings.
Ignatius, did you notice that you're wearing very nondescript black cloak and top hat, which is something that's like a dime a dozen on the streets?
There's nothing a dime a dozen about. First off, I don't know what a dime
About
is.
you.
But second of all, look at this cape. Look at it. It is majestic. That cape
Yes,
is
it is.
majestic.
But do you see it like that on the painting? Or is it just...
Well, no, he's not a good enough artist to capture the majesty of my cape, but he probably did his best.
That's not what I'm saying.
I mean, actually, look at the painting, and Ignatius. Like, the cape's the right length. The figure is the right sort of proportions.
It's me!
Definite resemblance.
It's me! And he does cursive
Is he from
paintings.
behind?
How much does that house look like the LES?
Oh, quite.
It is the Elliot. That's like.
So exactly! This is Shipley.
Mr. Shipley.
Yes?
Can you... I'm going to gesture to him to move aside just a little bit so that I can speak with him.
Yeah.
Have you been having dreams?
No, this wasn't even a dream. I just painted
It wasn't even a dream.
It wasn't a dream. I've not been having any weird dreams. I just thought this was a perfectly ordinary painting of the society. Oh.
Perhaps if you don't paint anything about the society, maybe that would work.
Yeah.
Shipley, are you a rich man?
No.
Are you a poor man?
I've got... But I don't have any patrons. Yes.
Okay. I want you to continue doing your art so you don't live in poverty. But don't you put me in anything more.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
Shipley!
Let's think of this as just a coincidence.
That does not exist. First off, the carriage thing, then I'm in this thing. After that, did you do a painting of volcano or a monkey? Did you kill Augustus Green?
Mr. Amberab.
Mr. Tannern.
Exactly. We will be able to get that solved. This does not help anybody. This man has had a problem before and he knows no longer. We will get your problem solved as well. It just
sounds like his problem's back and I'm a part of it. Humph, good day. And I turn around and my cape just strikes out and I saunter off.
As he bounces away, it's the painting. It doesn't look like the weird paintings. It looks like a normal painting.
It requires no sanity rolls.
That's what I was checking. Well, Mr. Shipley, this seems just a coincidental painting. It's nothing like your old ones that were different, we'll say. Which comes back to the original reason we wished... Well, I did want to see how you were, because it has been some time to check that you were...
I was fine.
But, and to have your permission, because the society has a number... Well, 2 of your paintings, and we were just going to see whether you were okay with us destroying them.
Oh God, please do. Yes, burn them.
We will.
Those things are cursed.
Well, I believe Mr. McCrashley had one, and the society has one, so we'll...
If you see him, please tell him burn his painting.
Aye.
Or
But,
destroy it in some other way. I mean, burning seemed to work for that thing, and for the paintings and the house.
The issue has come back because this painting, it doesn't affect me the same way your other art pieces had, your old pieces, but
Good.
you're still a talented artist, and I still mentioned to my sister and her friends to seek you out for artwork they require.
Oh yes, Lady Ward. Yes, she's been a very generous patron. I've been working on some pieces for her. Hopefully, perfectly normal paintings.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
Yes,
Miss Smith, actually, I was wondering, I am a student of watercolor, and I was wondering if maybe I do enjoy this style. Maybe you could give me a couple of pointers.
Well, I've worked mostly in oils rather than watercolors, but I did a few watercolors. But you could probably get a similar. I mean, watercolor would work very well for the light reflection. Look, if you've got some time this afternoon, I could perhaps, unless there's other business. I don't know if you have what's the word? What do you call them? The chaperone? I mean, I'm not.
She's
I don't want to be.
Indisposed, but I will see if she's available then.
But otherwise, yes. As I said, I'm in Bath for the next short while, but I should be heading back to London in a few weeks, maybe sooner. If is that man? Is he a member of the society?
No, he is requesting help.
Oh, good.
Which man?
The angry man with the cape.
Oh, the Cape man. Not yet.
He is requesting help on a matter. And
well, in which case, I will be, if it's okay with you, I can call it the society when I get back to London. And
that's fine.
If you're
We can
interested in painting lessons, I could, well, if it was anyone else, I'd ask for a modest fee. But after everything the society has done, I could not possibly ask for money from you. Like, you saved your society saved my life. Miss Carter saved my life by burning down my house. It was really helpful.
Yes, if you'd like to arrange for the lessons after we've all returned to London, that will be fine. And I don't want to take up any of your time here if you're here relaxing.
Oh, I can happily take up your time here no, other way around. I can give you, there's some lovely things to paint around Bath. I must be happy to give you some pointers. Art is, well, despite everything, I still find it relaxing, which might seem odd. You know, all my problems were based on art, and yet art does seem to help with them.
Oh, yes, art is
Well, no, I mean, all my problems were being based by kidnapped by a snake, but art was a key factor in that. Anyway, I will. It was lovely to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to lessons later.
Of course, yes. And he goes back to studying his painting with his, like, a slightly confused and distressed look upon his face. He studied the caped figure, sort of muttering to himself, like, why can I not just imagine something that's actually imaginary? But
I think I need to spend some more time relaxing and do the tourist stuff in the city. So I shall probably take my leave and head off to, well, do the tourist stuff or grab something to eat somewhere.
okay, so Ignatius has flounced off. Mortimer has strolled off. What manner of exit would the others like to make? Storming, strolling, flouncing.
I think a slow stroll.
Not a hobble.
Not a hobble. No, shall we go get something to drink?
Sure, yes, that would be nice.
And yeah, go find a cafe or something.
Strolls off and to enjoy a nice spring day in Bath. We are out of time for tonight, so that is where we are going to draw things to a close. Where exactly?